In this episode of Suggestions Passed to the Developers, it is of 2022 October. The vehicles that got passed were the T-72M for Germany, the Object 223 or KV-3 for Russia, the VT-5 for China, the Moto Guzzi 500 TriAlce for Italy, the Panhard AM40P for France. Japan gets a Ha Kai with a Dozer blade, and the Stridsfordon 9025 for Sweden. So obviously this video simplifies the suggestions. If you guys want to read the full suggestions, it will be in the description. So let's get started with the T-72M for Germany. The GDR received T-72s from Russia, Poland and the USSR. The T-72M was an export variant of the T-72A. Compared to the T-72A, the T-72 featured the older TPN-1 4923 night sight and the less effective turret armor layout. The T-72 had multiple upgrades from the older T-72. These were a stabilized TDK-1 laser rangefinder, a rubber mesh side skirts which replaced the fish gill skirts, improved protection from napalm, upgraded W466 engine which was improved with MAF oil filter, a new array of said oil filter and centrifuges, and an upgraded cooling unit. TWNE 4PA driver night sight, 902A smoke launching system on the turret front, reinforced engine deck, and ammo capacity for the main cannon increased from 39 to 44 shells. The Object 223 or KV-3 for Russia. The KV-3 was a prototype that was armed with the ZIS 6 107mm. It had 115 front turret armor, 120mm fronted hull armor, 90mm side armor, maximum speed of 30 km an hour. This tank was projected to have 500 units made by 1941. Because of World War II, the projected number was never achieved and only a prototype was made. The Ha Kai Dozer for Japan. It is basically a Ha Kai with a dozer on it. This one is a bit special because most engineering vehicles did not retain the gun, but this one did. The VT-5 for China. It was first shown in the China Air Show in 2016. The development of the tank began in the late 2000s and is intended to replace the Type 62 light tank. This tank has a traditional tank layout. It is armed with a 105mm rifled gun and an auxiliary 7.62 machine gun on the coaxial. It is 35 tons and I don't know the max speed because it doesn't say in the suggestion. The Moto Guzzi 500 TriAlce for Italy. It's basically a tricycle with a 20mm for entire duties with a max speed of 72 km. The gun is a 2060 Breda Mod 35. The Panhard AM40P for France. It's basically an EBR with a 25mm SA35 gun. It was also armed with a 75mm SA49 gun. A 7.5mm machine gun was also on it. It had a max speed of 80 km an hour. It was made to replace the cavalry units a year before World War II, but development stopped because of the war. After the war, it was later continued. The Stridsfordon 9025 for Sweden. It had a similar layout to the STRF 9040, but as the 9025 indicates, it had a 25mm gun. Specifically, the gun was a 25mm M242 Bushmaster autocannon. For context, is the same gun on the M3A3 and the American 3, otherwise known as the Chadley. It is 23 tons with a max speed of 70 km an hour. Again, suggestions in the description if you want to go read a more detailed suggestion for obviously these vehicles, and thank you for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video.